I thought the Paris connection was Supermystery number 4, but it's actually number 6. This is why they need to put numbers on the book covers. It's hard for me to organize my bookshelf correctly when it's not obvious which book goes where.
Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review.
By coincidence, Nancy and the Hardy Boys are in Paris at the same time. The Hardys are here to attend a conference on art smuggling, while Nancy and Bess are here to stop sabotage at a concert. The concert is run by famous musician Johnny Crockett. The contact is Alan Wales, Bess's guitar-playing boyfriend from Nancy Drew Files 1 and 2. Wow, so that's what happens to Bess's ex-boyfriends when they leave the series forever. They go to Hardy Boys world. The main roadie for the concert is Jules. Bess has a crush on him, and throughout the book there's a minor love triangle between Bess, Jules, and Alan. In the end, Bess decides that she loves Paris more than the men. Both Jules and Alan are sad. Nancy and Bess meet all the people involved with the case, like Brent the manager and Kevin the security guard. There's also Johnny's ex-girlfriend Ruby and his hated rival Roger. I'm not sure why Johnny invited people who hate him to be part of his concert. Frank and Joe go to their hotel where they are surprised to find Fiona Fox, the cat burglar from Supermystery number 2. Oh, by the way, spoilers for Supermystery number 2. Fiona's a cat burglar. Fiona swears that she wants to give up her life of crime, but she's being blackmailed by a shadowy smuggler known as the Conductor. She asks the Hardys to catch the Conductor so she can retire in peace. Fiona is hot, so Joe falls for her sob story. He agrees to help catch the Conductor on the Eiffel Tower. By coincidence, Jules takes Nancy and Bess to the Eiffel Tower at the exact same time. So, both groups accidentally run into each other twice on the same day on the other side of the planet. Okay, sure. Bess proves to be too much of a distraction for Joe, and he misses the crucial moment when someone slips Fiona an envelope with instructions for the next art heist. Nancy is pretty sure Jules gave Fiona the envelope, but she doesn't follow up with Jules about it for another 90 pages. Dang it, Nancy. Don't slack off because it's the Hardys' mystery and not yours. At rehearsal, the hatred for Johnny intensifies. Ruby yells at him about the concert lineup, the culprit electrocutes Johnny's guitar, and Roger accuses Johnny of embezzling funds. Everyone goes to check the financial records in Brent's office, but the office is on fire and the computer disks were just stolen. That's disturbingly similar to what happened when I tried to teach my parents how email attachments work. We learn that Nancy and the Hardys are working the same case when it's revealed that Fiona's criminal contact is Bobby Peeler, one of the concert employees. Our heroes figure Bobby Peeler is a fake identity, so they don't even try to hunt him down. In their defense, they're not lazy detectives, they just have jet lag. Our heroes see Johnny leave the building in disguise. They follow him to a deserted part of town where two thugs attack him. Our heroes win the fight, but they lose Johnny. They spend a fair amount of time worrying Johnny was kidnapped, but it turns out he was just scouting out locations for a music video. In disguise. Without his music director anywhere around. Sounds legit to me. As usual, the thugs will reappear 5 times in the book in order to provide dramatic cliffhangers. Nancy talks to Roger, who points out the book would be better if Nancy and Johnny had a romantic subplot. For the rest of the book, Nancy is shy around Johnny and wonders if he really likes her. When he asks her to go out with him, though, she puts her foot down and says nothing can happen between them. After all, she has a boyfriend, and Frank as her backup boyfriend. No need for backup boyfriend number 2. So, Johnny's date with Nancy morphs into a group outing, and there's a death scene where the thugs attack at a funicular. But to be honest, I couldn't really follow what was going on because I was too busy trying to figure out what a funicular is. It turns out that it's like an elevator, but for French cable cars, they're like tracks, even though it's a cable. It's complicated. The sabotage subplot gets wrapped up when Nancy finds evidence in Ruby and Roger's rooms. She confronts them and tells them to knock it off, because the book has moved on to bigger crimes now. We don't need to worry about the smaller sabotage anymore. Johnny is briefly kidnapped by the thugs, and we finally learn what the thugs are after: the missing computer disks. The discs magically appear in Nancy's purse in the following chapter, but she doesn't know who put them there because 5 different people visited her today and she didn't keep track of who got close to her purse. In other words, Nancy is an easy target for pickpockets. The computer discs show that Brent embezzled concert funds. He is arrested, and that means the only mystery left is the Conductor mystery. Our hero solved the case kind of by accident. See, Jules walks by and he waves hello to Fiona because she hangs out with Kevin sometimes. Nancy and the Hardys immediately deduce Kevin is the Conductor. There's a big chase scene across the light fixtures above the concert stage, and Kevin is caught. In the middle of all the commotion, Fiona tries to steal a painting and sneak away, but just like book number 2, Nancy calls out Fiona's name. Fiona is so startled she accidentally drops the painting and runs away scared. She's not very good at this cat burglar stuff, is she? Maybe she should retire after this book. The end. Post-book follow-up. I'm not sure if it's obvious from my summary, but the end of the book is a big double cross. The Conductor purposely sets up Brent to be arrested for embezzling in order to distract from the smuggling. Meanwhile, Fiona sets up the Conductor with a fake blackmail story in order to distract from her art theft. I guess they were both sneaky plans, but they're kind of undercut by how they only come into play during the finale. You don't get a lot of time to absorb them. I didn't like the ending in general. I thought it was a cop-out for our heroes to learn the culprit's identity because Jules walked by and recognized Fiona. The book tries to justify the plot twist a bit more, saying that the Conductor is British and so is Kevin. Nancy and Bess slap their foreheads at this because the Conductor's alias is Bobby Peeler. Both names are British slang for police. It's so obvious! Joe's response is to say the girls are weird. I'm on Joe's side. Puns don't prove Kevin's guilt. I should note that other reviewers loved the ending to this book, and they praised the book for being unpredictable, always leaving you guessing who's the culprit, what's gonna happen next. So maybe the problem isn't with the book, it's just me. Overall, I'd say this super mystery is merely okay. I think it tripped itself up with 3 separate mysteries that all end up being the same mystery. I would have gotten rid of one of the 5 chapters where the thugs attack and replaced that with a chapter about Fiona, like a Fiona subplot. Say Joe goes on a date with Fiona under the guise of getting more information on the case. Or maybe they could have a chapter where there's fallout from the time the Hardys got arrested in Paris. Yeah, you shouldn't mention Nancy Drew Files number 2 if you're gonna ignore Hardy Boys Case Files number 2, right? Continuity! I give Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mystery number 6, The Paris Connection, a 5 out of 10.